Today it'll be the last game for my 10-day contract. So yeah, man. Hopefully you have been enjoying the gameplay. I appreciate the subscribers that I have. If it wasn't for me uploading on a daily basis and finding things to do on this YouTube channel, I would never reach my goal. I would have probably still be with the other people, still grinding. So I'm just so grateful right now. But thank you guys so much. I don't understand. But that's enough of me talking. Hopefully you enjoy the video. Hopefully you enjoy. Cross you up like Kyrie. Splash like the Blood Brothers. Splash like the Blood Brothers.
Off the tip. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. And New York, looking at who they got. On the perimeter, Amon Shepard and Carmelo Anthony. Stoudemire out there with Gallinari. And it's Rihione in at the one spot. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Shepard. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over. Shepard's got the opening basket of the game for New York. Shepard, aggressive perimeter defender with lockdown potential. He was not very powerful early in his career, but he's got a chance to be elite defensively as he continues to run. Now here is Harris, averaging 10 points per contest. It gets to Harris. Tries a 3, and there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them. It was not a very inspired performance, particularly defensively. I thought they gave the hostile crowd a lot to cheer about, frankly. Yeah, they allowed a lot of free runs to the roof, a lot of open jumpers, and in the end, the opponent's shooting percentage was right through the roof, and you can't win when that's the case. Here was Oladipo, following the score by New York. Rocket 6. The 8-footer. Swing gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. New York Knicks were ranked as the NBA's most valuable franchise recently, and with team value so high, the Knicks came in at around $1.5 billion. That's a B, billion. That's good for Harris. And of course for the Knicks, a huge part of their value comes from playing in the Big Apple. Yeah, I agree with that, Kevin. The business and media capital of the United States, they go out of their way to attract the big stars to the games. Courtside seats for the top names. That helps give the Knicks an allure, kind of a glamour that a lot of franchises don't have. And Harris drops the ball. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Young dishes to Stoudemire. He feeds it to Gallinari. And Rihione gets the shot. Takes the 3. And it's Orlando with the rebound. They threw a rebound last time in New York when they took on the Knicks. That was very soft in that first matchup. That was a poorly played game. It turned into a blowout because they continued to turn the ball over and they didn't execute offensively. Now, Shumpert missed from long range. Oladipo's got his first basket. It's gone 2 or 3 to start off the game. The other crosses to start him. Now the feed to Shumpert. Anthony in the corner. He's looking for down there and finds it. Back to Anthony. The teardrop falls in. And it's hard to forget what Steve mentioned. The turnovers really piled up last time.
Yeah, Steve's always on top of it. As are you. You can bet their coach was on top of it as well. Didn't let him forget about that. It was an embarrassing statistic and an embarrassing loss.
Here's Payton after the main shot from Carmelo Anthony. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Harris has got 5 points so far. And he only gets to Anthony. Vucevic against Shumpert. Back to Anthony. Dishes it to Shumpert. Anthony, the base to start him. Outside Anthony. Pass to Delaware. Rejected by Hicks. And he recovers it. Up top, Oladipo. He's going to make a 19-point game against the Wizards in Washington.
And he really kept his head down, throwing contact, getting himself to the line. An aggressive game. It was a big-time help for him to see him.
Now here is Harris. He has 5 from the low ball. And again, it's Orlando. It's trailed by 3.
Well, Jeremy Pride's always been a good perimeter shooter, but where he's really good is with his inside game. Teams like to switch guards on him, and when they do, he can now finish inside over that smaller player. That's what makes him a versatile offensive player.
Oladipo against Shumpert. It's stolen by Oladipo. Harris against Shumpert. Payton outside. The dish to Harris. And Oladipo kicks to Payton. Oladipo the pass to Harris. A 3-pointer, no good. The Knicks have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we got underway. 55 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Shot to stop the drop, and Anthony gets it to go.
I'll tell you what, he is so difficult to guard, especially on a shot like that one.
Payton drives in. And Stoudemire pulls it down.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Here's Shumpert. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good. Shumpert's got his second bucket of the night. And here's one 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Payton measures the head. And Oladipo kicks it front. And it's Stoudemire with the ball. Here's Oladipo. There's the bucket. Here's Rio. 14 points from him the last game against Miami.
And no question, you look at his assist totals, he can tell you what a nice job he was doing. Really turning that ball around.
Throws it from deep. No good. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Magic lead by 1. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. This Friday, Anthony Davis and New Orleans Pelicans go on the road to battle with the Orlando Magic. Live from Amway Center, it's the lead team. So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And from what we've seen from Orlando, what do you guys see?
And I thought the key in that first quarter was the offensive aggressiveness. They attacked the rim and got to the foul line. And I sensed they're really feeling good about playing
outside. Just outside, basically, in playmaking.
Here's Harris. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Wizards in Washington. Here are the 5 New York guys to start during the second. Bargnani is out there with Smith. Then there's Jason Smith. And there's Shane Larkin. And it's early in at the 2-guard position. Harris. Here's Larkin. Pass it to Early. Gives it to Smith. Smith left side. Can't finish in from close range. Orlando leading by 3. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, gentlemen, we all know Carmelo Anthony signed a new 5-year contract with the New York Knicks. He said in the past that winning was all that mattered, so many feared his jump shot. Still, Miller said, I am a New York Knicks part. This organization has supported me, and in return, I want to stay and build here with this city and my team. Guys, when we do it, we'll see.
He said his heart never went with Doris. He's happy to be back. They're in the orange and blue. Thank you. Harris passes the ball. On the strike. And it's Orlando with the
Quarter for them in terms of shooting the basketball.
You know, anytime your field goal percentage as a team is up in the high 50s, you're doing a lot of stuff right.
And Carmelo taking a little bit of spot to give the Knicks all the flexibility to bring it home.
Yeah, he struck this contract so they have some wiggle room this coming offseason, showing his commitment to getting in and winning.
Orlando with the ball. They'll give up 2 points this quarter. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That's game 2 of the string of 4 games played. And the basket by Harris.
And their offense is really cranked up in the second quarter.
Yeah, they've got it going now. Above 60% shooting for the night, and it's going to be tough to beat them when they shoot it like that.
Bargnani kicks to Early. Smith right side. Smith right side. Pocket 4. Hits him clean. Nice break. Here come the Magic. Upside Harris. He gets to Fournier. There's a screen. 6 to shoot. Goes up on the wing. Gets rebounded by Bargnani.
Evan Fournier out of France struggled with his shot early last season and polished it in the stretch. Still very young with an impressive skill set. He's definitely a player to watch.
Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
And maybe that'll give this team a little bit of their edge back.
And so here's Orlando, following the score by New York. Staying free is Smith. Fournier dishes to Gordon. Gordon gives to Harris. Harris, right side. And he gets to the Harris has got 8 points.
Talk about Fournier's skill level. Pretty crafty penetrating and finishing around the rim. He's also been a good 3-point shooter in the NBA from day 1.
Now, here is Smith. He's coming off a 10-point game against Miami. Larkin kicks to Early. No one near swing as he lets it go. And the whistle. That's his first foul. Vucevic holds it for Fournier. And it's Green in for Gordon. And then for New York. And then it comes in for Jason Smith. That's a line Shepard in for Early. Orlando leading by 7. Harris gets to Green. Back to Green. Feeds it to Harris. On the top of the key, and that one's good. Harris has got 10 points now just in this quarter. And Steve Fournier doesn't separate himself with the shot putts, but he can't be elusive.
Well, he understands hesitation and using angles to get inside. That speaks to his ball handling and offensive instincts. He can be very fun to watch.
Here's Rolando now. They're on a 12-4 right now. Harris kicks to Harkless. 16 feet away. Harris misses. Knicks trail by 9. Right side Shumpert. Second chance of it, and it's good on the way. Shumpert's got his third bucket of the night.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should really continue to work it down low. That's really going to free up the rest of their offense.
Pass to Harkless. Harris outside. Just 5 to shoot. Well with the screen for Harris. Harris missing again. The Knicks have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Shumpert passes to Larkin. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Vucevic runs up empty down low. The Knicks shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. Harris against Smith. He dishes it to Bargnani. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. And now just a 5-point Magic lead. Here's Harris. He's got 10. He feeds it to Harkless. From deep Green. And misses for Conrad on in. And a tight game here as we end the first half. Orlando up in front. They're up by 5. And timeout will go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the side. Doris.
Well, guys, with Nick here, what was the difference in how this team played as the first half progressed?
We're toughening up a little bit. We're making a lot of easy points on that paint, basket. We just start being more aggressive, playing more on the defensive end, and I got us on offensively too. So we're just going to keep doing that real hard, and should be fine.
Well done, Nick. We appreciate it, guys. Over to you.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
Okay, guys, let's focus and get down to business. Now, here's a few things I took away from the first half. First of all, a big nod to how well we've taken care of the basketball. We're not taking any unnecessary chances, and that's meant very few turnovers. But we did get a nice lift off the bench in that half. I might want to stick with some of those hot hands, so everybody be ready. And in terms of pace, I'd like to see us calm it down once the third gets started. We shouldn't be in any kind of rush. This is a very tough opponent, and we've got a difficult half in front of us.
Excuse me.
But I've got all the faith in the world in you guys. I know you can get this done.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now what can pull out a way here in the front. Without question, Jay displaying his skills today.
Yeah, he's been a revelation here. He's a scoring almost in field there in the half. Hard to imagine he'll keep it up for the next 2 quarters, but you never know.
Magic lead by 5. And the 2 and 3 is already going to Tobias Harris. Ryan Vucevic to the power forward and center. And it's Peyton to hit the point guard. That's the move for Jack Vaughn. Getting going here in the second half. That should be about a manageable attack position. Young dishes to Stoudemire. The feed to Shepherd. Anthony against Harris. Poked away.
He's the back side. Really comes into play when there's a rebound value. Advantage in there.
Benton gives to Harris. Shepherd against Cody. That's to Harris. Pocket 6. From beyond the arc. And that finish with 123.
It's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
And Norris Fernandez reporters from the side.
Well, since Jared Mitchell was traded from playing to being the head coach, pretty rare, but to hit his former teammates on the under is not what it takes to be successful. Miss Allison called him the only guy I've played with who can address the team as a leader. Kevin Durant said he's a great motivator who commands respect. Kevin, a pretty good way to start.
Bringing endorsements from 2 great players in the right scores. First one falls for it.
Signature size is just a bonus. That is outrageously good. So who's the best? Who's the best? Absolutely incredible. And I was super pleased, happy, I was excited because the best fans from Chicken Town was first.
Regime gets them both.
He's always been extremely reliable at the line. Today, there's no difference.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over the end. Dishes at the front. Pass to Oladipo. Orlando moving forward. Pass to Vucevic. Goes up the baseline. And it's Oladipo.
That sums up the defensive effort we've seen here tonight, guys.
It's trailed by 11.
Yes, after the break, I listened in on John Vaughn's huddle. His message to them was all about getting high percentage shots and having the crisp ball movement on the perimeter that it takes to get those shots. The other thing he stressed was the need to be disciplined on offense. He asked for good ball movement and good shot selection. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
And thank you for that, Boris. Now here's Shepherd. He has 6. Here's Anthony. Drilled from 11 feet out. Anthony's got 6. Carmelo Anthony, one of the league's scorers, no doubt.
No question about it, Kevin. He's really versatile as a player. He's acting down because he's strong. He's not stronger than people realize. He can bump and grind with the best of them. And he can face you up. He's got quick release. He can go up off the dribble. He can catch and shoot. Always can get the offensive glass. I think he's become a much more consistent threat from long range as well. So that's why he's got a career scoring average of around 25 a game.
Here's Brigio, averaging 12 points a game. And Shepherd kicks to Brigio. Shepherd is screen on Vucevic. Here's Brigio. Good. Brigio has got his second basket of the night. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. People outside. Now the dish to Oladipo. Back to Peyton. And here is Harris. 10 points for him. And he hits it just before the shot on the shot. Here Harris has got the ball.
You gotta like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
It's the free Young. From deep. Shot misses. And averaging 12 points a game. Peyton passes to Harris. At the paint. Harris kicks the paint. On the pass to Harris. Extending his range. The Knicks pull it in. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand.
That's a game you know the people would really like to take.
Orlando leading by 9. Peyton drives in. Oh, hard that time. They'll get on the line and shoot 2. So far about the offensive approach for Orlando.
These long-range shots look like layups out there, guys. They consistently drilled the mid-range jumper tonight as well, which has forced the D to come out on them.
And he knocks down the ball. So for the Magic, Gordon checked in for Vucevic. Harkless comes in for Channing Frye. And Ben Gordon is subbed in for Oladipo. So New York going with almost an entire new group. Smith checked in for Gallinari. Bargnani comes in for Amari Stoudemire. Smith checked in for Shumpert. And Shane Larkin subbed in for Pablo Brigham. And both free throws are good.
NBA defenses now, more and more they're designed to deny points in the paint and three-pointers and concede long twos. That's the impact. Analytics, because the numbers indicate the long two is the lowest percentage shot to take.
Got it, and the Orlando lead has been cut to just 9 on the basket for Anthony.
If you were only looking at the way he's playing offensively, I think this team would be ahead.
Now here's Harris. 12 points for him. You know, it seems players are starting to avoid those long twos early in the shot.
Yeah, especially the elite scorers. They're becoming much more conscious of their shot selection. Last season, the top 5 scorers were more efficient than at any time since the NBA merger almost 4 decades ago.
Check in for Bill.
You look at J.R. Smith, you get a chance to look at some of his stats. How last month turned out for him. He's around 14 points per game, 4 assists. I'm sure he's happy with the way things have been going. Those are some nice, steady numbers.
Well, how can he be unhappy about it, Steve? I mean, you'd probably like to see just a little more of an uptick in him, just the same, but nothing to not be content about that. That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the left. Don't get those balls.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game.
The Magic shoot their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And that one misses. He's off on his 7th. Knicks trail by 11. Here's Larkin, and that is good. Larkin's got his first bucket in this one. 59 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Harris. And the rejection by Steph. Anthony right side. He kicks it to Larkin. Bargnani inside the 3-point line. That hit. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. Here's Harris. Really good possession right there. Harris has got the lead up to 11 now for the Magic. The Knicks have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Larkin kicks to Anthony. And so he draws the foul on the shot after the line to shoot 2. It's his first trip to the loss. And the first one drops. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. 17 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Outside Harris. Now here is Harris. Cut the bucket. From mid-court, shot is off. And as we enter the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Magic lead by 11. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. Sunday, February 22nd, Michael Carter Williams and the Philadelphia 76ers take on Nikola Vucevic and the Orlando Magic. Live from
Ooh, got allergies, man. Ooh.
And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Really excellent feed here. I know we're used to seeing these guys score, but he is no slouch at creating passes and opportunities for his teammates, and he showcases that skill right here on that replay.
Knicks trail by 11. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth. You got J.R. Smith. Bellamer's out there with Stoudemire. Then there's Amon Shelton. And it's Rudioni in at the 1. Smith right side. Stoudemire dishes to Smith. 5 on the clock. Smith right side. Drives the money from 12 feet away. Smith's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Knicks. Magic leading by 9. And it's Harris off the drive. Fry passes off. Feeds to Fry. Out to the right wing. Shoots. Harris misses.
And a missed opportunity right there. Definitely, I think he should have converted that.
Outside jumper. Pass to Crucioni. Back to jumper. No good. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. And Oladipo gets to Harris. Back to Oladipo. Oladipo on the mid to Harris. Oladipo with the ball. Now guarded by Shumpert. Here's the 3. Stoudemire grabs the board. Knicks trail by 9. And Rudioni gets to Gallagher. And stolen by Gordon. Outside Harris. 14 feet away. It's rebounded by New York. Gallagher has got his third rebound tonight. The drive by Smith. With the teardrop. And he sure that one drops. Smith's got 4 points now in the quarter. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Peyton pitch to Olady. He dishes it to Harkless. He feeds it to Peyton. Shot clock at 6. The 3. And Mo Harkless released it. And the answers by Oladipo. And the Magic lead by 10.
Boy, they come out of halftime smoking hot behind the arc. Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly.
Now here is Smith. Out to the wind. And there's the feed to Prioli. Shelfer dishes to Smith. Taylor trying to break free. And that one hits Van Allen.
It is very dangerous to leave them open like that. Lucky look to the defense and miss.
And the basket good. And now 12 for the Magic lead.
It wasn't phased at all by the bigger man on him. And on the low block, I thought he might be. You know, Steve, I thought maybe he preferred to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it. Well, you allow him to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option. And when you got a foul, free throws are better than the layup. Daniel Gallagher, 6'11" shot block and rebounder. His numbers are solid, but it seems to have a way of wearing out his welcome with coaches. You notice he's played for 5 teams in the last 5 seasons.
That one is off. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for the Knicks. It's the second from the line.
Boy, they came out of the locker room at halftime with a much more physical disposition than they had in the first half. Sure has. They've gotten extra trips to the foul line here in the second, and that has to continue if they're going to complete this comeback.
Peyton drives in. They give out to Oladipo. This is to Vucevic. Buries it down low. Passes it down the middle. Bit of a stopgap for Dallas. He faced a share of critiques from Coach Carl regarding conditioning violations.
In addition to that, somewhat turnover prone too, Kevin. You can pick up careless fouls as well, but when you're an athletic 6'11", you can make free throws and finish around the basket. You always have a
Here's Oladipo after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Peyton drives in. And Oladipo gets to Peyton. Pass to Vucevic. Oladipo in shape. Here's Vucevic. Soft touch of finish. Vucevic has got the lead up to 13 now for the Magic.
You see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket. Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
And the nice teamwork to set up a big play to make the space for the Jay.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. And he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
Peyton gets to Oladipo. Back to Peyton. Pass to Oladipo. And it's good. Right now, the shot clock at 9. And the Magic lead by 13.
Boy, what a half on the field they're having. They're going to extend that lead if they stay this way. Another team will open up and looking very confident.
Switch here. Harris is checked in. We've got 1:18 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And Prioli gets to Anthony. And there's another one for the Knicks.
Kevin, even a bright spot in what's otherwise been a little bit of a struggle for this team.
Orlando leading by 11.
Clock ticks down, and this is going to be a solid victory here for Orlando.
It was like watching a three-point shooting contest around here, Clark.
I call them warm-up jump shots. I mean, 3 after
three. It paid off for them in the end.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
This will be a lost the first 2 games of the year to this team, so they're no longer in danger of being swept in the World Cup.
And Steve, you better believe that's important. It's one thing to lose both games in the conference series. It's a whole different story losing all 4 games to a team from your own conference.
Beyond the actual result of this game, I think fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Tobias Harris. He was extremely efficient offensively, down big shots all game long. Well, this is going to seal the deal. They've really exploded here to the finish line.
You know, once they sniffed out that blood in the water, the killer instinct came right out.
And the basket by Frigioni.
This run probably just a case of too little, too late.
But at least they're still going after it and playing hard. It would have been very easy to throw in the towel a while ago.
Vucevic down low.
Now at least the defender got his money's worth on that.
That was an easy whistle for the official.
Nikola Vucevic. Let's see if he can nail the second. And he's good on the second.
Should still be enough to win this game.
Imagine to be a switch here. Seconds left to play in the final quarter. Bargnani sets the screen for Anthony. Here's Larkin. Here's Smith. It's in again. Can't take the ball. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night. These guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night. Remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dream-like games for a coach.
We'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, Steve Curry, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us.
You know, life's a funny thing.
Whatever you say, boss.
A couple of months ago, I never even heard of you. A few weeks ago, I was certain you were a one-and-done guy. You know, have your cup of coffee in the bigs, and then disappear, never to be heard from again.
And now?
Now I'm going to tell you that I was wrong not to draft you, and I was silly to offer you only a 10-day contract. And, you know, I was mistaken to think you were only here to have a cup of coffee.
So you saying what I think you're saying?
Yeah, I'm saying we're offering you a guaranteed contract for the rest of this season.
Heck yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about right there. Thanks, you're not gonna regret this. I'm telling you, I'm gonna make this organization so proud.
Good. Listen, you got this opportunity because you've been working your tail off out there. You know, you keep doing what you're doing, and you know, there's no limit to what you can achieve. You got it?
Yes, sir, I do.
Get out of here.
Thanks again.
Get out of here.
Welcome to the film room, everybody. Coach wanted me to give you all a little breakdown on some of the key points of emphasis strategies we'll be using moving forward. As you know, the entire staff feels it's important to review the basics from time to time, giving everyone a better understanding of what coach is expecting when you're out on the floor. It's going to help the team win more games. Simple as that. Now let's get to it, gentlemen. Getting to the basket and playing physical on defense. So here we go. Now there are times when coach is going to want us to really focus on getting to the basket. We have some talented players on this team who are capable of getting to the rim just about any time because of their ball handling, speed, and ability to finish inside. When we run into a team that has weak perimeter defenders or is not very good at defending the rim, coach is going to want us to go strong to the hoop whenever possible. Now let's take a look at some game film showing how we can try and get to the rim for some easy baskets. Here we've got a nice dribble drive play. The ball handler takes his defender off the dribble and gets all the way to the basket for an easy bucket. When we go up against a team with poor on-ball defenders or a team that's not good at protecting the rim, we need to be able to take advantage. And on this next play, look how the ball handler sees a lane open up to the basket and quickly attacks before the defense can react. Easy score. If you've got a lane, attack. No hesitation. Keep these examples in mind when coach says he wants us to focus on getting to the basket. Okay, up next, playing physical. We got some very physical players who like to use their bodies against weaker, smaller teams. We should be looking to take advantage of those size and strength mismatches by wearing out our opponents over the course of the game. Now let's look at some film so you guys can see what playing physical on the defensive end looks like in action. Here we go. See the defender pressing up on the ball handler? He's not giving him any room to move. You need to be up tight on the ball. Make sure you put a body on them to slow them down. The more physical we play, the better our chances of winning become. On this next play, the defender is down low, bumping his man out of the paint and further from the basket. That's what we need to do when coach asks us to play physical. When they're on offense, we need to lean on them all the time and just keep wearing them down. Okay, that's going to do it for today. There's no excuse not to know what's expected of you when coach calls for either of these points of emphasis in a game. See you at practice.
You got it, coach.
Alright, so off the 10-day contract, so what they're going to do is I'm going against the New Orleans Pelicans. But yeah, man, that's the next episode. My phone finna die is on 36%, but I appreciate all y'all been watching my videos. Stay tuned for more on Monday because I won't have no group on Monday because we're going shopping. But yeah, man, around like the same time I'll be uploaded videos and stuff. So I'm just gonna let y'all know that. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe.